Sometimes flirting is hard. Sometimes wooing someone over just doesn't go as planned. Sometimes you have to insult the other person until they actually catch feelings for you, if that makes sense. Like, let them know how stupid they are for, not liking you back. Obviously, I'm kidding. This is not what you do in a relationship. This is not what you do when you're trying to get someone to like you. But today we're going to be doing a little post game interview on what went wrong with someone who actually tried this, insulting someone for not reciprocating feelings with you. So the context of this story is they have like a big friend group and they kind of work together and they got to go to school together. And the poster, she is the girl in this situation, the person that posted this whole conversation. And the crazy degenerate who's on the other side is a dude in the friend group. So they're kind of in the same friend group. And he got hit with a little Cupid's arrow, as they say. So, he's crushing on her and he's trying to woo her over. But he goes about it in the worst way possible. And we're going to go through and see what went wrong and what went right in this conversation. So, the text message thread starts with him just shooting his shot. I'll be honest with you. I don't understand you, lol. Uh, you know, Getting this text out of nowhere is probably kind of weird. So she says, "What do you mean? I don't get you. What's there to get? You're always so quiet, and I don't know anything about you other than the fact that you like potatoes in the town of Salem." Started off really strong here. This is before the tsunami came in, before everything really went to shit, as they say. LMAO. Well, I don't know. I guess I don't have much to say. I know the least about you. You never go out of your way to make conversation with me. You don't even make eye contact. Lol. In my experience, in my crazy experience, 18 years on this life, if someone really doesn't go out of their way to talk to you or, look at you, I would say that they don't really have a lot of interest in, being around you, if that makes sense. And obviously, this Neanderthal right here, he's not really picking up on that very well, but later on, he picks up on it and he kind of has a breakdown. So the texts continue, and she says, "Okay, does that bother you?" And he just kind of has a little brain short circuit here, and he says, "No." Immediately backtracks on that and says, "I mean, somewhat, yeah, but it's normal human response, so you can't blame me. Can I ask a blunt question?" This should be setting off just alarms in her head if he says, "Can I ask a blunt question?" This is where you usually block the person and never speak to them again and move houses. But she says, "Sure." What he says next is probably the best thing you can say if you're looking for a relationship. "Are you autistic?" "No." "Are you?" "Lol, no." I don't really know. I don't really know where that came from, if I'm being honest. But, sometimes you just gotta ask. You gotta ask if they're autistic. Someone doesn't really look at you or give you the response you want. Sometimes you just gotta be like, "Are you autistic?" Pfft, who doesn't want to talk to me? So she asks, "No, are you?" "Lol, no." "So what do you think about me?" Yeah, so him being asked if he's autistic or not kind of just sent him in a little bit of a spiral. Like, "Lol, no." "So what do you think about me?" "In what way?" It's a simple question. What do you think about me? So, now that he knows that she's not autistic like he thought, he's really hoping that he can get a chance with her. So, what do you think about me? He's knows she's not autistic. That's clear. Let's start flirting. So she kind of hits him with the cold water and says, "I don't really think of you, so not sure how to answer that." He really takes this to heart. "Jesus, okay, I'll try something else." "Buddy, I don't think you should try anything. I think that her saying that she doesn't think about you kind of just solidifies that your fantasies are never gonna come true here. But let's play ball. Why do you never laugh at my jokes? Not that I'm trying to make you in particular laugh." In the little space between those texts shows that he kind of waited a little bit and was like kind of stewing because obviously she wasn't responding. Why is it so hard to make conversation with you? I'm more of a listener. Don't take it personal, to be honest. I'm just shy, I guess. And yeah, he doesn't really take this lightly. So he says, "There's got to be a reason. I'm better looking and more successful than 90% of the men." And it kind of gets cut off there. So we don't really know what happened between those two text messages. Only God knows. Only these two people know. But I'm sure it went great. I'm sure he said some great lines that really changed her mind. But he continues to ask, it gets cut off. So, so what's your type? I want to get to know you, blank. I'm guessing that's her name. She says, my type is a man who doesn't ask me if I'm autistic, which is very fair. And he says, can you blame me for assuming that? Don't get me wrong, you're pretty, but I definitely considered the possibility you're autistic or definitely on the spectrum somewhere. Again, very, very, very great game here by our protagonist. She says, lol, what? Reflect on your words when you go to bed tonight. See ya. So this is where he goes off the rails. I think you're jealous I spent the night with blank and you went home alone. I'm sure the last thing she is jealous. I think she would rather you be around anyone else other than her. So I don't think taking the route of saying that she's jealous is the move here. But all power to you, man. I'm sure she's just dying to talk to you again, or whenever she sees you with another woman, she just wishes that was her. So then he says, don't worry, nothing happened. We just watched Netflix in bed. No need to be jealous. Yeah, with the little emoji too. So this is the follow-up post where she posted all those other text messages a few days before, sent them to her friends and stuff, and her friend group like kind of started dogging on him and stopped being friends with him. But a few days later, he texts and says, what's your problem? Is this some sort of trauma response? Laughing emoji. I just don't get it, blank. I've known you since March 12th, and for whatever God knows what reason, you decide to treat me like complete shit. You hug blank and blank, but not me. You share a couch with blank, but when I join, you get up and leave. Do you think I'm fucking stupid or blind or what? The fuck did I ever do to you? I'm pissed off because you're clueless and extremely oblivious to the point you don't appreciate a good thing when it's directly in your face. I don't think it's a good thing, man. I think you're probably the worst thing that a woman could possibly dream about. But let's continue. He kind of goes like SpongeBob in rock bottom mode where he starts saying, I just don't get it. He starts texting in all periods, help me understand blank, and then blank. Then she says, lol, what? Which is a fair response because he's off his rocker right now. So again, she hits him with the cold water. She says, are you fighting yourself right now? Am I involved in this argument? Which is kind of a slam dunk because, like, who is he talking to? She's not really saying anything mean back, and he's just, like, going crazy because how could this girl not like him, Who could have saw it coming? So he says, this is all about you, blank. Stop acting so obtuse. Obtuse is a crazy word. You may not be autistic, but you sure act like it. You're into trains or some shit. Yeah, he's really going off the rails here, just like the trains he says she's into. LMAO, why do you keep saying my name? Trains are cool. Is there some unresolved childhood trauma I need to know about? Because what the fuck is your problem? I can't help you out if that's the case. But you have to let me take the first step and stop being so guarded all the damn time. It's impossible to get through to you. Why is he trying to get through to her? I think that's probably the last thing she wants again. He just needs to pack his bags, put the little sack on the stick over his shoulder, and just walk on home. Because this is not happening. This has been cooked for probably like 10 years. If she doesn't even look at you in the first place, she probably doesn't want you. And then going on to call her autistic, like, are you autistic? You don't like me? No one, you have to be autistic to not like me, Like, you probably just cooked yourself there. So Cupid comes back out and shoots him with an arrow, and he starts going crazy. So Cupid's arrow hits him again, and he starts trying to woo her over again after all he said. And he says, blank, please. I know you hear it all the time, but you're very pretty. I like you when you're not acting like autistic, frigid bitch. Respectfully, March 12th, and I haven't proven myself enough to you yet. You've been single all this time. It's extremely suspicious, actually. Why would a girl like you be single? What are you hiding? So I don't know what kind of route he's trying to take here. I guess he's calling her like lesbian or, asexual or something. But I guess you do you, man. You do whatever you need to do to cope. I don't understand what you want in at all, honestly. I can't read that. First step of what? She replies to one of his messages. Then she says, LMAO, okay, I'm hiding so much, dude. Then he says, first step of our potential. I can make your life 10 times better than it is now. I'm so sure of that I give it to you in writing, lol. You're beautiful, blank. And I'm what you want in a guy, correct? Uh, very shot from downfield saying that he's what she wants in a guy. So she just hits him with the, like, straight up incorrect. You're joking. You're performing. You're putting on an act to teach me a lesson or something stupid, lol. I don't for a second believe you, blank. Again, she shoots back with, I don't have to date you because you find me physically attractive. That's like consent 101. Believe what you want. Don't forget, I'm suspicious. Yeah, you are, because there's no way you're single. You either have a severe mental disorder or asexual. So, yeah, she has to be mentally disabled to not want this guy. You know, she has to be asexual to not want this guy just forever. She doesn't want to marry this guy. So, anyone who's not into you falls under that category, LMAO. Interesting. What everyone was thinking. I love so many things about you, Blank. Really getting sappy here. Genuinely, I love you as a friend and I love you as a person. I want to make you smile. Then like the little corny like emoji, the little grinning emoji. I can just imagine him going, I just want to make you smile. I'm a good guy. Like, that's what I imagine him doing, sending these text messages. Then he says, what's your height, by the way? All my exes have been 5'9 plus, so taller than you. But you have gorgeous eyes and tasty lips for sure. You look healthy. You make me want to become a daddy. These people walk among you, man. You go into the Walmart, and these people who send these text messages are just out there, you know? These creepos are just walking amongst us as people. They're seeing what we see. You'd never know if this was your neighbor or your friend. Or you'd probably know if it was your friend. But be safe out there, you know? Don't be like this guy, because this is probably the last kind of person that you would want to be ever. Stay far away from calling someone autistic or mentally disabled because they don't find you attractive as a person and don't want to be with you, you know, because people have their opinions, you know. Sometimes it's just not meant to be. You don't have to call someone autistic. Obviously, any sane person would know that. But thank you for watching this video. If you want more videos like this, let me know in the comments, because this is a new type of content that I'm experimenting with. Subscribe if you liked it. Leave a like. I'll see you guys in the next video. Deuces.